Hey, Brian. So we're here taking a look inside the Guild edition of Woodsmith. This is number 218. Should be loaded into your woodsmithlibrary.com. Just go in and take a look at the digital version of that. Well, one of the projects in this issue is this kind of cool freestanding room divider.
Now, it's a great project. It's kind of a contemporary look, but you'll actually find it'll fit on almost any kind of decor. But the neat thing about it is you can use it to divide up any kind of space to suit your needs. But to really see how that looks, I think we should head up to the photo studio and take a look at the set that we have it on.
I don't know where they find these. It's kind of cute.
It's a nice color.
It's great for a prop for our display shelf here. Well, we're in our photo studio. This is still photography studio. So we have our room divider. And as Mark backs up here on the camera, you can see that we're actually in a set that we build in order to show what this would look like in a room. So there's no ceiling. I can walk off the edge here and there's no flooring. Even over here, the blinds are only partial. And that's all we really need in order to do the still photography for this project.
And the main thing is to get a set that's suitable for the project. So in this case, we've set it up like the front of a home, where the entry comes directly into the home. A lot of people don't like that, so they want to divide things off and create like a foyer. This room divider works great for that because you can butt it up right against the wall and kind of separate those two areas.
So a lot of homes now have very open plans, and sometimes you want to divide it off a little bit, but you don't want to build a whole stud wall, or particularly in, say, a basement or lower level that are usually very open, and you just need some kind of division of spaces. So a great project for that. So as we're propping the project, we also had to prop the set, and a lot of people ask us, well, what is all this stuff sitting around here? Well, one of the projects we have here is this desk.
Right. It's we call it a Sawbuck Desk. It's a nice two-tone desk. It actually complements the room divider. And one of the nice things is it's a simple place for storage anywhere you need it. And it's actually a plan that's available at woodsmithplans.com.
So that was one of our plans from a previous project. And then let me go back here. And this is another little hall bench that we built. And you can kind of see that a lot of the projects that you'll see on the sets that we do photography are also former Woodsmith projects. But let's get on to our room divider now and how that was all built.
And it's actually pretty simple construction techniques. You have some vertical and horizontal dividers, as well as some shelves that are actually glued up, double thickness of plywood. Right. And then, of course, you don't like the plies, so we want to cover those up. We use some hardwood edging on the front of all those edges, covers everything up, gives a nice clean look. And then to tie everything together, we've actually have some contrasting solid wood face frames.
So when you're laying this out, you may, and you're trying to decide how am I going to do this room divider, it's probably a good idea to gather together some of your collectibles, your display items, just lay them down on the floor. You can use masking tape to sort of simulate how this room divider is going to be built. And then you can start to see where you need high or low shelves and how you can divide all this off. The nice thing about it is it's very flexible, easy to build and very flexible.
I mean, the main reason for that is the way the shelves are actually installed. Now, we have things divided up kind of nice and evenly. We've got some big open areas, but all you really need to do to create a new opening is drill a shelf pinhole. You're going to put these little brass pins in there, and then on the bottom edges of all the shelves, there's just a shallow groove. Fits over those, locks those shelves in place. You don't have to worry about them moving anywhere.
Right, and now we've called it a room divider, and we call it that in the article, but you could move this back, put it up against a wall, change some of the position of the shelves, and down here at the bottom, there could be more shelves, for instance, and it could become a bookcase, and then your display items, have the shelves farther apart and put your display items on top. So very flexible, it's a great project. So let's get back into the shop and see some of the ways this was actually built then. You know, the thing I like though is this easy to build, very flexible. This is a good project.
And the changes you need. Yeah.
Hey Brian, you know that room divider is a pretty cool project. Let's take a look here. I mean, it's very versatile. You can use it as a room divider or as a bookshelf and do just about anything you want to do. So we'll look a little bit at how this thing was constructed. We've got the overall construction view here. Not a whole lot of pieces to it, and it kind of starts out here we started with the top and the bottom plywood with some solid wood surrounding all that to start the project.
And that's really the foundation for everything, and the key part of that is there are actually some spaced dados across here that are going to locate those vertical dividers accurately. Of course, they also need to be sized to match the dividers, so we've got a simple little routing jig set up here to ensure that those dados match the 2-layer plywood exactly.
Then once we have those dados set, we can start adding some of the vertical pieces, and then we get into the basic part of this is adding the shelves. And we took a look at how we had the little pin that goes into just holes in the sides here in the vertical pieces, and that kind of holds things together. But let's zoom in here and take a look a little bit closer, so that when you have that thin pin that goes in there, the slot that rests on top of that pin is actually done here at the router table with a 3/16 inch straight bit, and it sits on top of there and actually kind of locks this whole thing together, so makes it pretty sturdy the way that's constructed.
And another part about locating those shelf pin holes, you want to locate them accurately because you want all the shelves to actually line up across the unit. So we made this simple shelf pin drilling guide. Great way to locate everything accurately, and you'll know everything's going to line up.
So that's the key to this whole thing, is everything lines up from vertical to vertical, shelf to shelf. So take a look inside the Guild Edition number 218 for this room divider and or shelving bookshelf unit that you can easily build. So it's a good little project. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks, and we'll take a look at another one of our shop projects. So this thing, once you have